Don't blink, kiss you blink. Welcome to another Welcome to the show. It's been having a wonderful day on this 19th February 2025. Your boy is dead tired, but we're gonna make it last video because y'all deserve it. And when I say y'all, I mean y'all. Very, very, very thoroughly. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. That's just the way we roll on the road to rock and roll. That was cringe as fuck. Sorry about that. Today we are doing a video about a movie called Rainfield, starring Nicolas Cage. And I'm sorry, but I forgot the name of the other guy. Although he plays in a lot of good movies like Jack and the Giant, Love Zombie. Oops, we have it not. He plays in a lot of good movie. So I'm sorry I forgot your name, but hey. So the movie of Rainfield actually a complex movie. I wouldn't say I loved it, but it's actually quite a good. There's a lot of good things that I love. There's a lot of things that I like about Rainfield. However, the movie in itself left me a bit disappointed. I had really high expectations for him. Okay, for him, I'm talking about Nicolas Cage. So Nicolas Cage is one of those characters, one of those real life characters that were really, really popular in Hollywood for a while, for a long ass time. And then they stopped making movies, right? And then they start making movie on their own. So one of my favorite movies is, one of my favorite movies that I saw recently was The Weight of Incredible Talent with Pedro Pascal. And it was a really good movie. So Johnny Cage has been doing movie where he showcases his talents as an actor, but it's not like Hollywood. It's really so much niche. It's really like, I would say, artistic movie versus commercial movie. So I'm talking about a Marvel movie which is very commercial. There's a lot of aspect to it. There's a lot of games, there's a lot of heroes, there's a lot of toys. It's very commercial. Versus a movie like Longlegs, which is very, very, very scary. I want to check out if I can get Longlegs on Netflix. Longlegs. So I saw a couple of his movies. One of them was Parents, where there's a virus where parents want to kill their children, which is very, very good. I don't remember if I did the recap. Did I do the recap? Okay, now I'm gonna have to be, because if I didn't do it, I'm gonna have to do it after this. So it's gonna be long leg. No, we don't have it. Okay, and I'm gonna go and this. I'm gonna go. Well, yeah, give me a sec. So with the movie that Nicolas Cage did with Rainfield, he plays the role of Dracula. Dracula is once again such a historic moment, and I don't remember if Nicolas Cage played the vampire before. It's kind of like a big deal. And okay, give me a sec because I want to focus. Parents. I didn't do the movie. Okay, so you know what? Welcome to double the fun, double the experience, double the Nicolas Cage movie, double Nicolas Cage review. Don't know how I'm gonna do it, but should I do two different video? Let's do two different video. Fuck. I see. This is the pretense of we making content. We're planning on live. Okay, so he did a movie called Parents, and that movie was really good. But again, that movie was kind of more artsy. He did a movie on Longlegs, which was a great movie, but again, very artsy. So with Rainfield, I was like, okay, well, Dracula is actually pretty popular. I saw the ads, and it's actually a really good movie. So Rainfield is the servant of Dracula, and he has to feed Dracula. So Dracula is very weak, and Rainfield is basically in charge of bringing him his meal. Right? During the movie, Dracula gets more and more and more and more powers thanks to Rainfield, and he's able to once again. It's the concept is good. The movie is good, but it's not a great movie. There's a lot of things to like. There's a lot of things to dislike. So the servant brings the blood to Dracula, who gets some strength, and the servant is dealing with the fact that he may be reviving one of the biggest monsters of humanity. You know, Dracula is not a good guy, right? So as the movie goes on, Dracula gets some more strength, and he's more able to take care of Rainfield. So Rainfield acts heroically, right? And then he meets a police officer, which is I don't remember her name, but she's a woman, and she tells him, "Hey, you were heroic today." And then Rainfield's like, "Yo, I'm not a monster. Maybe I'm not a monster." And the most beautiful part about Rainfield is he is afraid of Dracula. He knows how strong he is. So the fact that he signed a contract with Dracula in the beginning was a lawyer, right? So you learn that he signed a contract with the devil, and Dracula's like, "Yo, you're gonna serve me," and he was like, "Yeah, okay, cool. I'm gonna serve you if you give me rich and fame." Right? End up losing both of his wife and his daughter, and he became a familiar, not really a vampire, but a familiar, which is a you're signing like a contract, and you get stronger, and you have eternal life. So you're kind of like a vampire, but not really. So the servant and the vampire lore, or almost H.P. Lovecraft, is a servant or a familiar is a person that's going to take care of the business during the day. So the vampires are always going to be busy at night, and the familiar are going to be like, okay, well, they cannot be taking care of things on the day. So if people were to rebel, they would go on days. So we're going to take care of the day. So because Rainfield is afraid of Dracula, he's going to be like, well, guess what? I have to serve him. And the best part about it is he go to a meeting where he's talking about like fuck. We saw that movie last week and I don't even remember. Toxic something. I don't know if it's toxic relationship or toxic like bosses, but I know that has something to do with toxic like toxic. Yeah, let's call it a toxic bond. Not a toxic relationship, not a toxic boss, but a toxic bond. That way, I don't make a mistake. And they tell them, "Yo, you don't. You're giving him the power. You're giving him the power to take over for you. You're giving the power to control you. You're giving the power to be abusive towards you, which is true." So you're like, okay, well, so Rainfield's like, yeah, I don't have to do it. So the best part of the movie is Rainfield. What it was called heroic. It was like, yeah, I'm not a monster. And when he understands he's not a monster, he starts to disconnect himself from from Dracula, right? And I think that's a really interesting thing because Dracula is seen as a monster. Rainfield sees himself as a monster, but also it's a so Nicolas Cage, which who is really smart in this movie. That's why I want to talk about Parents. So Parents also is the movie that he did, and Parents is the fact that the parents have a virus, and the virus is the parents wanting to fuck up their children because they represent the next step in evolution. So the kids with their genes are a better version of their parents, and because they're a better version of their parents, they have to kill the parent. They have to kill the parents to assert dominance. Right? It's in the animal kingdom. So with Rainfield, the second that Rainfield starts seeing himself as something not toxic, but kind of a good part, he start wanting to be a hero again. And the hero again is okay. Well, I have to take care of Dracula, and I know I'm the only person that can take care of Dracula, right? So there's a couple of things that are on the movie that are a bit kind of like the part that I didn't like, for example. Well, let's finish with the positive because there's a lot of positives left. I think the casting is really good. I think the police officer, she's picture perfect of a cop that isn't really like this authoritative figure. She's a cop, but she's not like in your face. She's like a cop that's like, okay, well, I understand why you're nothing major, right? And with Rainfield is also somebody that looking for he's looking for what should we call it? He's looking for approbation. He's looking for because he's been alone since he lost his wife and kid. He has been alone. So the fact that these two are together and these two are kind of going through some shit. For example, the girl she lost her father. Rainfield is serving somebody that he doesn't love. So these two are dealing with some shit, which is actually quite nice. Then what ends up happening is she tells him, "Hey, you remind me of like you're very heroic." He's becoming a good guy. So then, because she's like that, she sees the good in him and is able to trust him, which ultimately serves her purpose, right? The thing I didn't like is you're with Dracula. Dracula, the movie wants it to be like a okay, the movie has undertone of toxic relationship versus authority figure versus a relationship. So there's a toxic relationship with Dracula takes advantage of Rainfield, but Rainfield is too scared to leave him, so he stay with him. Almost it's Stockholm syndrome, right? So what I didn't like was I would have preferred a movie where we're only escaping Dracula, but then Dracula finds himself some other servant, and because he's able to serve other servant, Rainfield is able to finish him. Why is that a problem? Is because you never feel like Rainfield really gotten he really got in. So it's a weird thing to say, but for example, Rainfield and Dr. Light on a gay relationship. The relationship, it's not like I was able to find to get out of this relationship. It's like no, the other person finds somebody else. My partner find another person. So it's like Rainfield never really got the closure of not being with Dracula. And in the movie, you can actually say that it's like, "Oh, I'm done serving you. I'm done serving you. I'm gonna be the one that destroy you." But when he says that, Dracula's like, "Yeah, okay, but I have other familiar now. I don't need you anymore. It's not about Rainfield anymore, right?" So like, the moment of climax of the person leaving the toxic relationship is stolen by a person that's not there. So the criminal side of things is there's a crime, there's a criminal, there's a guy called Rainfield. Okay, so it's complicated. So there's a criminal, there are a bunch of criminals, right? And he stopped them. Remember the heroic act that Rainfield did? Not, I don't think he killed them, but he beats them up. Those, and there's almost a hint of, okay, well, those are bad people, they're gonna be to Dracula dinner. He didn't want to stop them, but he had to bring Dracula dinner. There's an hint of that. I don't know if it's true. So he goes in and he fucks up those people, and then the police starts like, "Oh, you really nice. Those were bad people." It's like they were I did something good, and that's why I think that he didn't do it because he wanted to save people. You know, he did it because he had to. So those people are led by two people, like the mother and the son. Now the son wants to prove himself to the mother, and that's actually a really positive point. I'm gonna go back to it later on. Why is it a positive point? Okay, let's go it now. The son trying to prove himself to his mom is like Rainfield trying to prove himself to this friend or to the police officer, right? And his mom's like, "Yo, I'm having on this other organization. You're supposed to inherit. Are you ready?" And then finally, what happened is, and again, that's something that I didn't like. Um, Even if there's a criminal, you want the guy to be like, "Okay, well, I inherit the king of evil because I deserve it." But then he finds the power thanks to Dracula. And with the power of power thanks to Dracula, his mom's like, "Oh, you're so strong. Take my kingdom." Right? No, it doesn't work like that. And at the end, it's kind of cool because the ending scene, they did a scene with Rainfield kicking the guy, which is really cool because they do it at fatality. So they copy Mortal Kombat, which is really good. Also, they take weapons and torture Dracula, which is really cool. But yeah, the movie left me wanting something more, right? But it's a good movie, and that's pretty much my review. So there you go, Rainfield. Oh,